Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm excited to share my content with you, and I hope you enjoy watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on my latest videos. Let's get started. In this video we are going to see about avoid if you want to reach your fitness goals. One of the most common mistakes people make when trying to lose weight is to cut calories too much at first. This is because most people think that losing fat is faster at the start, when in reality, this is mostly about losing weight, which is not the same as losing fat. We tend to lose a lot of weight at the beginning of a program because of water weight, bloating, and the emptying of our glycogen stores. We're going to talk more about how to lose fat and why you shouldn't cut calories by a lot at first. When they first start, many trainers and gym goers are pretty aggressive. The problem with this is that it makes our bodies have a lot of other problems and slows down our progress as a whole. People who aren't healthy can't lose weight. When we want to lose fat, we definitely need to be in a caloric deficit. But the problem is that most of us don't know how to use fat as fuel very well. Even more so if you have been eating bad food, not getting much exercise, and are just in bad shape. A well-trained person, on the other hand, can use fat very well as fuel. This kind of person has great nutrient allocation, their body moves fat around well, and the way their mitochondria use energy is great. All of this comes from eating well and getting the right amount of nutrition and exercise. So, if you are much more aggressive at the beginning of your fat loss journey than you are later on, you are technically shooting yourself in the foot. What is one of the most common mistakes people make when trying to lose weight? Because most people are not very good at losing fat when they start a diet and exercise plan. When we want to lose fat and change the way our bodies look, we need to think about a few things. People work hard to get a mental boost. Quite often, we see a lot of people using different ways to lose fat to drop a lot of weight at first. Many trainers do this to keep their clients and make them think they are good at what they do. Others do it to improve their own mental game. Some don't know any better. But we need to realize that most people's ability to lose weight should get better and better over time. That is, as they continue with their program, they should get better at burning fat. Also, it's important to know that when we talk about caloric deficits, it's not just the number of calories you eat that matters, but also how much you train. In other words, what you put in and what comes out. Also, when we're healthier, we can handle much bigger deficits. When we're out of shape, a high deficit means that our bodies will react with more stress. Because of the huge deficit, this puts more stress on your metabolism. In turn, this makes our bodies feel a lot more stressed, and it takes a lot of energy to try to get back to normal. Because of this, one of the most common fat loss mistakes is to be aggressive early on. The right kind of training and food. Instead of going all out at first, we should focus on picking the right kind of training that our bodies can handle and recover from. With a healthy diet and getting rid of bloat being the first goal. Getting rid of bloat shouldn't be hard if you eat the right kinds of foods, and you don't need a big caloric deficit to do it. And here's another good thing about clean eating. We can do this by getting rid of junk food, oils that cause inflammation, processed sugars and preservatives, etc. You should also get enough exercise, drink enough water to stay hydrated, and eat fiber-rich and healthy foods. That should be enough to get rid of gas and, by extension, some weight. This way, you or your client can have a mental win, without having to cut calories or carbs by a lot. So, don't make fat loss mistakes that aren't necessary. But eventually, you'll have to start using up your glycogen stores, unless you're on a high-carb diet, which has its place and time. Changes in health and way of life. Most of the time, if we want to reach our best long-term goals for fat loss and body composition, we should start by improving our health and way of life. Choosing the right training stimulus that you or your client can actually recover from is also important. It's important to start with a stimulus from which we can recover and that won't make us bloat, get inflamed, or gain water weight. Instead, it's about finding the right kind of training so that you can lose water and split up nutrients the right way. Obese people. Obviously, a fat person who just starts working out will have a hard time seeing their bloat go away. If a fat person hydrates their muscles, it will be hard for them to see it. But they might see a difference in how well they do. Like better muscle contractions, more strength, and maybe even a better way of standing. But you won't be able to tell because they have a lot of fat covering their bodies. If you're in this group, you might want to try a different way to lose weight. Even so, a person who is overweight still has a lot of fat to lose. We have many different strategies. Overall, there are a lot of different things we can do in the first 2 weeks of a fat loss journey to make big changes in a person's health and stress levels. Of course, you need to be in a caloric deficit, but we suggest you cut calories less severely at first. As your health and fitness improve, you can make the caloric deficit more difficult. This is because as you get in better shape, your ability to burn fat gets better. If you try too hard at first, it can lead to a lot of bad things. A strict diet is not only harder to stick to, but it also requires a lot of willpower from you right away. Most people will get tired of doing this. When you want to lose weight, you will have to give up some things. But there is no point in making it harder than it needs to be. How your body works. To avoid fat loss mistakes, it is very important to know about bodybuilding and nutrition. More specifically, it's important not to cut calories more than your body can use body fat for. If you can't burn 400 calories of body fat and have a deficit of more than 400 calories, it will only make you feel more stressed. Even when we have a lot of stress hormones, we don't burn much more fat. When you're like that, your body starts to burn more carbs and protein. When we start a diet, if we cut calories too quickly, it hurts the rest of our progress. First, we need to get better at getting rid of fat. If we don't, we'll only slow down the progress we can make over time. We can see how important it is to follow a diet and workout plan that our bodies can adapt to and recover from. If we do more than this, our bodies won't be able to heal. In turn, this makes us less productive and makes us want to eat more, which can be a nightmare we don't need. Slow and steady always wins. Keeping this in mind makes it clear why it's important to start out slowly and steadily. Instead of going all out from the start, work on getting healthier first. You can increase your caloric deficit as you get in better shape. In other words, we want the rate of fat loss to be as gradual as possible so that it works best. When our ability to burn fat gets better, we can be more aggressive and still be able to recover and change. Training will never be in a straight line, that much is clear. But if we use all the tools we have, we can make sure that steady progress is made. Training is more effective when you are in good health. A healthy man with shredded biceps from training. Another thing we need to remember is that training is a lot more useful when you are in great shape. In the end, though, all training stresses the body. Training is more stressful for people who aren't in good shape and aren't healthy. So, when our health is bad, we are limited in how much volume and how often we can adapt and get better. If we add too much, the extra weight will only slow us down because our bodies won't be able to recover. This causes inflammation, depletion, and a lot of other responses that aren't necessary and slow us down. Not only that, but the extra stress will make you feel worse because it will affect your mood and mind. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and leave a comment below. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay updated on my latest videos. Until next time, take care.